I'm Christina.
I'm Maya from
Book and
Goodreads,
Dreams.
and welcome to our video. So, as you could tell by the title and the thumbnail, today we are going to talk about our reading goals for this new year, 2021. Basically, that's it for the introduction.
So, let's start off. Our first goal is connected to Goodreads. We kind of put a Goodreads challenge, number of books that we want to read in a year, almost every year. We kind of put it there and hope to read that many books. This year, I actually surpassed my goal by 11 books. So for this year, I decided to just keep it as was last year, and that is 100 books.
All right, so this year I also left it as last year, so 85 books is my goal. But the thing is, so I put 85 last year, hoping and thinking, yeah, I'll get to 100, but then everything happened, and there were sometimes I wasn't in the mood to read, and I read a lot of big books and stuff. So I'm keeping it at 85, and then if I surpass that would be great, because this year I had like 2 books surpassing that. So.
But that's great.
Yeah.
I mean, I think any number of books you read is great. I know that a lot of people that I talk to are always, oh my god, I can't believe you read this much.
I always do that when
like they say, if I read 2 books a year, that's great. So I think whatever we read is fine.
I always do it when I'm humble bragging to my students. Like, I'm like, how many books did you read? Like, how many books did you read? I'm like, 87. How are you still alive? So yeah.
That's you. No.
It's like, you're trying to get them to read more. And like, but how many books did you read? I'm like, over 50. I'm like, oh. All right. The next goal that both of us have is to read our own TBR. So as you can see behind, this is a shelf of Christina's books. All of them read.
Those are technically read. I have a card.
She has a TBR card.
We're gonna put like a picture. I'm gonna put a picture. Here is gonna be my card, and in front of her face is gonna be her card.
I have an actual Billy shelf filled with books that I haven't read. So it's something that we have to work on.
Yeah, because we do have a lot of physical books. So when they're like just sitting there, and I mean I have a part in the other room which I just gonna forget that I own, because they're in the other room where I sleep and where I only go to sleep. So I just kind of sometimes look and I'm like, oh, I have that. Yeah. So I kind of forget. So maybe we should.
We also, if we are going to read our own TBR, we have to, like, when we participate in Readalongs and whatever, we have to like consciously
prioritize
put stuff from that, not find the new books that you want to read. Yeah. So we can just sort of, if we don't like them, we can give them to someone who would like the books, and we can have more room for more books and stuff. Yes. There's a whole motivation behind it.
Yeah. Next up, we have Readalong.
Yes.
So, I'm participating in only one because she's making me do it. So we are participating in the Throne of Glass read-along or the tog-along. We will put all the important information down below, because the only person I can remember that is hosting this is Steph Loves. But I think there's a bunch of other people who are doing this. So the read-along is starting from The Assassin's Blade, which is a short story, like a prequel to Throne of Glass. Collection? Short story? What did I say? Short story?
Just short story. It's a short story collection.
It's a short story collection. And basically each, I think, month, we are reading one book from the series. So The Assassin's Blade, then Throne of Glass. Then I don't know. I know the third one is Heir of Fire, and so each month and we are finishing in August.
Yes. So I chose to do this one because I read the first 5 books, and the 6th and the 7th one are just staring at me for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
And when I saw the video of Steph announcing it, I was like, oh my god, yes! So I can just read them and finish the series. So yeah, I asked her if she wanted to do it, and she said yes. So
yes.
Yeah.
So in exchange for me doing this, I'm making her read a couple of smaller books, though, much smaller than the Throne of Glass series. But we are gonna do just reading the backlist of Sarah Gailey. So we are gonna be reading. We already read her Hippo duology.
I read the first one. Didn't read the second one.
Oh, you didn't?
I'll read the second one.
Read the second one. But so we did the hippo. I'm counting it as we did it. We are reading Upright Women Wanted in January.
Mhm.
We'll have a link of our TBR up there. Then we have, I don't know, I have
Echo Wife.
Echo Wife, something magic is for liars,
Yes.
or something like that.
So we're reading her.
There's like 4 or 5 books. We'll be probably reading them like roughly every 2 months.
Mhm.
Something like that. So they will pop up in our TBRs and wrap-ups. So
Yeah. So other than that, I'm also participating in 2 other read-alongs. The first one is for the Malazan Book of the Fallen read-along that is happening, that is hosted on Mike's Book Reviews channel. So this is a read-along that we're supposed to read this whole epic fantasy series in 2 years. And the second read-along that I'm participating in is the Wheel of Time read-along, round 2, which is hosted by Jade from Bedtime Bookworm. It's very casual. It doesn't really have a set schedule, only that we're reading the first one in January, I think January, February. So I'm not sure how like strict that will be. So maybe I will be, I'll read more books than she has, and because this will be like her third time I think reading this or whatnot. So she's very like not comfortable. Maybe no.
Not casual. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, relaxed. She's relaxed about the whole thing. So, but I'm like, I want to read it because I started reading that series in high school and in college, and I didn't finish it. So I want to. But so this is like an opportunity for me to just get it started. It was a plan for last year, if you remember. It was a goal for last year to read this.
Oh gosh, please don't ever watch our 2020 goals. I mean, I know it's like don't give us the views, but please don't, because if you see our read-alongs. Oh my god, do you remember the Wheel of Time thing?
And the Discworld, we were gonna read the Discworld.
Oh my god.
I've read more books of Discworld than she has. I read 2.
Zero.
She read 0.
0, absolutely.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Hopefully this will happen, and we'll work on it.
Okay, the next goal is my goal. So I want to kind of make it a priority, try to read at least one either Croatian book, like by a Croatian author or set in Croatia, like anything to do with Croatian, or written in translated into Croatian. So I have actually the Interliber Book Fair, we bought a couple of Croatian sci-fi books. So I will be we'll put the link up there. So I have those. I have some from unboxings. I have some that just randomly picked up. So I really want to try to read more in our native language, because I really avoid that. But I really want to try and just do it justice, because we are here, like we are Croatian, so kind of want to try that. Then I would like to read one middle grade a month. Because I have like a very big TBR of middle grades. They're really fast to go through, and some of them are like typical adventure stories, but some are really thoughtful and insightful. Like I'm reading Harbor Me in January, which is also has some difficult topics, so I just want to kind of get ahead of a bit of that. And finally, I think, oh yes, I will be trying to read the new releases as they come out.
Good luck with that.
At least the ones that I'm most interested in. Here's hoping I will do that. But yeah.
Awesome. Well, my last goal is 2 parts. So this is basically focusing on books on my TBR. So I have been participating in Reddit's Fantasy Bingo Reading Challenge for the last 4 years, I think. And I have never been able to finish it because I literally forget and don't put enough focus on it and to remind myself, oh, look, you have 24 books you're supposed to read in the year for this challenge. So my goal this year is to focus more on that, and also to focus on the books that I've put on TBRs but I've never gotten to. So I do participate in a lot of readathons, which is probably not good, and I do have some lofty TBRs and you know, sometimes I get to them, sometimes I don't. So I just sort of made a list of like 7 to 10 books from last year that I wanted to read that I just didn't get to, and I'm gonna try and read them this year so I can, you know,
cool.
strike them off my TBR.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a really good idea, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it.
That's it. Please like, share, subscribe.
Definitely share your reading goals with us if
Yes.
you want to. Talk to us down in the comments and stuff. Press the bell button if you want to get notifications for our channel.
And thank you for watching.
And we'll see you in our next video.
Bye.
Bye.